How's everyone? Hello. He's alright. Hopefully you are alright. I don't even know if this is working. How he's doing anyway? Hopefully he's all doing boss. I wanted to do a live stream because it'd be a lot more easier for me to speak to you and get your interaction on the news. Today's been a mad day, hasn't it? So let me know what you've been up to anyway. Smash the like button if you like it. I'm sorry I would have done a lot more live streams, but to today's story, I want all your interactions. A lot more better than the comment section, but nice one everyone for joining. It's going to be a busy show. Hopefully it won't go on too long, but you never know with this. But yeah, nice one everyone for joining. Like and subscribe if you're new as well for all the latest and breaking Liverpool news as it happens. But let me know how you're doing anyway. I'll see. Let me just check. There we go. Nice one, Danny, lads. I was just about to check if my comments were working, but they are. But if yeah, it's a busy show. As you've probably seen, all the mad news that has come out. What have we done to all the players to kick off? They're all absolutely, both of them are kicking off. So we're talking about that today. But let me know if you're what you've been up to. Hopefully you've had a boss day. Been some decent weather, hasn't it? Yes, sick weather. Been doing a lot of editing. So apologies for the I would have done an upload today, but I just thought it'd be a lot more easier. All right, lads. Hopefully you're doing all right. You never walk alone. He's like the fella. But share this if you haven't shared it before. Get as many of people involved as well. That is absolutely amazing. But yeah, on today's agenda. All right, Michael or Michelle. Sorry, apologies, mate. But nice one. I hope you're having a quality day, lad. But yeah, as we've all seen from the reports, it's the case, innit? Like as soon as I made that video last night, the reports and all the journalists were going absolutely ridiculous. 1 minute, it's yeah, Stephen. This is the whole point of doing it. So like, if you're getting stressed, I'm getting stressed, and we're all getting stressed. We're all absolutely doing our editing. But I'll explain a lot more of what the current situation is with all the transfers, fella. So, and it is your worries and my worries as well. So we don't need heart attacks. So it's alright. We won't be too bad. Yeah, it's next bit. That's the thing that's done my head in as well. As much as you do, I love doing my shows, but I'm as a fan as well. I'll talk about what the journalists have all had to say. Please tell me Naby is coming. Not yet. I wish I could, mate. Oh yeah, Joe. All right, Joe Carby, lad. Nice one for joining, mate. Hopefully you're having a good one. And he mentions that tackle. That's what the big talking point is today. Hang on. Oh, sorry everyone. I'm just trying to rotate my screen, but there we go. It's better. You can all see me there. Alright. But yeah, like this video if you can. It'd be very much appreciated, everyone. But I really do appreciate you all taking the time out. I'll be explaining today, on today's agenda, I'll be talking about the Naby situation. Obviously, you've all seen. Just really the RB Leipzig stance, really, on the issue. I'll talk a bit about the stance as a club, and from the players' perspective as well, from what I can see, and probably what you've all gauging from the press all around Europe anyway. It is an absolute mess, and like if we were outsiders looking in and that was another club, we'd all be going, wow, that is absolutely ridiculous. But I'll talk about Naby and that horrible tackle. But he's got that nasty streak about him. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing that. And you know he'd be up for a derby in a Manchester United Old Trafford match with tackles like that. That is for sure. Yeah, the chopper, the old chopper. We've all done them in school when we've been playing footy or cheeky five-a-side match. Especially with someone that can't tackle. It was like basically a Paul Scholes challenge, wasn't it? But I'll talk about that later as well. Virgil van Dijk, we can all interact and talk a lot about Virgil van Dijk as well. Yeah, it's the main talking points. These are the two key players that are going to be linked with the club. And the more or less the two players that are going to come, or they might not. But they're the two players that Jurgen is got his heart set on going for. But yeah, nice one, everyone. Just reading your comments. I love this channel. I love you. Nice one, lad. Nah, nice one, really do. It's the Liverpool family. I'm hoping that, well, I will. Hopefully, once I get everything sorted, I love all the sports, but I can come and meet you all. Like, we can organise, like, just go to a pub or whatever and just have a chit chat. It's tongue slip there. But yeah, like, I love nothing better. It's nothing better than talking about Liverpool and football in general. I'll talk a bit about a couple of other transfers, obviously, that are going around the Premier League as well, which will have impact on us, yeah. But nice one, lads. I think my head is Naby and Virgil van Dijk are already Liverpool players, so if they don't sign, I'm gonna be gutted. Yeah, like us all, mate. My show. It's from the beginning of January, and as soon as the window opened, really, it's only been open 2 weeks, but they are the two driving points and the key names that obviously have been cropping up through the national press and all around the world. TD, nice one, lad, for joining. Thank you, everyone, for joining as well. I was reading your comments. I'll get into the stories and all that very, very soon. Hi, Jack. Do you think we are going to sign any players? I'm fed up of waiting. Same, mate. Same as every single one of us that joins and that will be watching as well. I think the players that we will potentially sign are the ones that have cropped up the last couple of weeks. It's if we are going to get Naby or whatever happens with that, it's going to be him. So we're looking for a central midfielder. Klopp has identified the central midfielder as being one of his main priorities. Obviously, as we've all spoken in the comment section every single week, the centre-back position is very key, in which I know Lovren's come out yesterday and he had an interview talking about he's very confident. But for me personally, I don't know how you feel on Lovren. Let me know how you feel on Lovren in the comment section. He's good, but there's times in seasons, like last season as well, especially playing against Jamie Vardy, he had like 2 games against him last season. And if you play against Lovren with pace and a high line, Lovren hasn't got the pace really to actually like trap back. His positioning play, from what I've seen, I don't know what you think as well on Dejan, his positioning play is not very good. Like, say if you got a defender, say if you're like defending, he's very much side on. He's got his feet, both feet. Like, defenders should be on the tippy toes if you were defending against any striker, really. But Dejan is more or less, from the matches I've seen, and I wish he was more on his toes in relation to his defending. Like, say if you're an attacking player, especially with one with pace, if you're gonna like come at Dejan, but the way in which he defends, he's very much got both of his 2 feet buried in the ground. So, but I think with Matip mainly and Virgil van Dijk, which I think is the main reason Klopp's going for him as well. Virgil van Dijk is a very, very, very fast defender, considering his height as well. I think he's about 6'5". Virgil van Dijk. All right, lad. I'll get to your comments now, boys and girls. Love to talk, mate. Yeah, I do watch this, by the way. I don't I've not got about 10. I wish you had about 10 of these tops anyway, but yeah, defo, if you haven't got the chance, put that on your Christmas list. Get Santa to get it. It's one of my favourite. Like, for me, mainly, let me know your thoughts on that Liverpool kit as well. Off agenda, but let me know if any of you's got it. Like, for me, it's one of the nicest looking Liverpool kits I've actually seen, especially in my generation as well. Goes back to the old classics, doesn't it? Like the 70s and 80s. Classic crown paint one. Yeah, TD, Gregory, alright, lad. Hi, Jack, I've mentioned that. Love to talk, mate. Danny, we should have gone for Pepe and sold Clavan. I said that, Joe, as well. It was a nice one for the comment about Pepe. I talked a bit about them. Don't know if you subscribe, you would have seen any of his. I done like 3 transfers that we could potentially go for. That was like, it was Pepe, Navas. Obviously, these were hypothetical. I'm not saying I would literally going for them, but it was Navas, Pepe, and who was the other fella? There was another fella that were on 3 transfers that we could potentially go for. Pepe's went to Turkey, hasn't he, mate? I'm sure he might have gone to Fingio. Like, is it Fenerbahce? He's went to someone in Turkey, but let me know your thoughts on Pepe going to Turkey. For me, That is absolutely ridiculous. I think he would have went to a top European club, even though he's 34, 35. But yeah, I want to know as well. Leave your comments in the comment section as well right now if you want. If we don't get Naby, I was called Naby. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me your top 3 midfield targets. If we don't get Naby, what central midfielders that would you go for? That would have the similarities and like the box to box nature. A couple of you have mentioned the lad from Inter Milan. I'm sorry, I've completely. Is it Koulibaly? I think it might have been that. A couple of you have mentioned him. Let me know your 3 centre mid alternatives. Let me know who you would go for. That is if we don't get Naby. So there's plenty of other midfield options anyway, lad. So don't all like. If we don't get Naby, I'm not saying we will or we won't, but from the mad news reports that have been coming out today, it's all up in the air at the minute. I'll just get the news story up here, 1 second. So, like, because last night's update as well, like, the one I brought out, I'll just get the, right, there's this. It's got, just last night, and then as soon as the British press all got talking, as they do, the most reliable journalists in England have been found out. All 3 of them have been saying completely different. Because I went off the story that Sky were doing last night, and that was a third bid for Naby had been rejected. And then you've got a very well-respected journalist in Bascom who was quoted on Twitter and who's breaking in his story saying no third bid had been tabled. So that was like... And then the third most reliable source that comes from Pierce is Liverpool yet to decide on a deal in which they could potentially go for Naby Keita. And there was obviously Tony Barrett as well from the Times saying something completely different. So this is the point that I really want to stress as well to use. Really, if the British press, literally you wouldn't go, none of them really, by the sounds of it and the looks of it, have got an absolute... They haven't got a Scooby snap, to put it literally in layman's terms. So, at the minute, I think it is a publicity stunt from RB Leipzig to get the brand. This is the key point. The branding of Red Bull. Like, the longer Naby is in the headlines and he's more in the public eye. Basically, that is basically free advertising for Red Bull. It could be the case of... I think it's just all a smokescreen, really. For me personally, let me know your thoughts on the RB stance. But yeah, that's the key point I really want to stress. I think the more, obviously, with the tackle as well today, let me know your thoughts on the tackle. I'll leave as soon as I've uploaded this properly, I'll leave all the links to the videos and that of the Naby Keita tackle today. If you haven't seen it, he's done an absolute nasty tackle. But in his defence, it was in relation to him getting tackled himself. So if you played 5-a-side or whatever, if someone does a nasty tackle on you, you're not just gonna let it lie, are you? You're gonna get your own back. But what I thought was interesting, I'll read the comments in a couple of seconds, everyone. It was the reaction in which the RB Leipzig players did. They more or less dragged Naby away. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I'll leave the link in below later. So definitely check it out. But it was the response, and he has been publicly made to apologise by RB, by the manager of RB Leipzig, which was absolutely surprising. But yeah, just check out your comments, everyone. So nice one for sending them in. Oh, there's a load. Sorry, everyone. Bit slow. I just wanted to get that point across anyway. But nice one, everyone, for joining. 62. He's absolute legends. But if you can leave a like on the video, it would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much, everyone. Right, so just quick on you. All right, Neil. Nice one for joining. You never walk alone, mate. Joel Ox. Yeah, the Ox is he's very much looking like he's not officially going to Chelsea, but at this current stage in time, there's a three-way tussle between Liverpool, I think it was United, as seen on Sky Sports just then. It was Chelsea, United and Liverpool, But at the current stage, there's been no official formal bid for the Ox at the minute. Yeah, Hero F. If they keep an unhappy Keita, they won't have a team left. Very much so, mate. That's what I spoke to my dad before. Any club in general, you're trusting, you're tempting fate keeping an unhappy player. Like, if he is like of the attitude of I don't want to be here, and especially the way in which he went in for that tackle as well, that shows an unrest. It could derail the Bundesliga campaign if he carries on with the terrible attitude in which he has currently. So yeah, that's very much true, mate. Where we go, Tony boy. One sec. I get all to your comments, everyone, but nice one for joining as well. Sorry, just keep on scrolling. Yeah, you're all mentioning that tackle. Yeah, it was. Let me know what you thought of the tackle. Could you see him doing that on Andrew Herrera or something in a Manchester United game, or a Fellaini, or if he done that to Fellaini? No, it wouldn't not to do harm, but like Fellaini's that sort of very dirty, leaves elbows in and everything. Big like from Saudi Arabia. Alright, Omar, thank you very much, mate. For all the way in Saudi Arabia, hope you're having a cracking day, lads. I think we've got Saudi Arabian weather today. Like, let's be in Liverpool. Surprisingly being hot. First time in about 10 years. That's how bad. If you're not from England, you know how bad the terrible weather is. But hope you're having a quality one, lads. Danny boy, Suso's a shout. I don't know if when we sold Suso, I'm not too sure if we had obviously he's at AC Milan at the minute. I don't know if we've got a buyback clause. If we haven't, we're a bit silly there. Suso, I really rated Suso. Let me know, Danny, and all yous, would you take Suso back? He was him and Pacheco as well at that time at Liverpool. They were the Spanish kids that really didn't develop. Obviously, they were brought in by Rafa at the time when he was at the club. Joe, what about Iniesta? Yeah, let's just spend 70 mil on Iniesta, lads. If we could only dream, but if Iniesta was in his prime, he'd be definitely worth over easy 100 million. But nice one, everyone, for joining me. Smash that like button if you're very much appreciated. So all of us we can get the conversation. A lot more of us getting all involved. But thank you, everyone, for taking the time out today. Just let me... Suso, what about... so yeah, that Joe. I don't think we're going for Iniesta, like, but it would be nice if we did. With a cheeky bit. I'm not saying we are. But we love Iniesta. What a player. What a player Iniesta has been. Especially in that three at Barcelona. When they were winning European Cup after European Cup. Those three playing central midfield. That was... What a midfield. That is what you call a midfield. Midfield. Hit the like button. Nice one, Sway, lads. Hopefully having a good one. Lovren is good. Yeah, that was if you're new to it, if you're new to the stream, I mentioned to all yous the situation on Lovren, especially with if we are going to get Van Dijk. Lovren is at a standard of quality in which he's not a bad defender, but he is perceptible to actually put a foot wrong here and there. But let me know your thoughts on Dejan. Like, as I mentioned, for me personally, he's a good defender, but he's very much of the play in which he constantly ball watches. And for any Premier League defenders, or if you're playing defence anyway in general, if you're playing five-side or whatever, with the defenders, you've got to be very much on it, and you can't be squared on. Basic. If you've ever been taught as a kid when you were playing football, never be squared on to a defender. And Dejan Lovren very much gets caught too much squared on when he's playing in defence. Let me know your thoughts on Dejan as well. But he does think he's Sergio Ramos. He is off his head. Should we sign a goalkeeper? Joe, I think for me personally, and letting know your thoughts as well, get involved on Joe's comment there. For me, Mignolet, if he carries on the form that he did last season, keep him. Keep him very much. I'd send out on loan. I'd keep Danny Ward and send Karius out on loan. But it only makes sense for me personally. Let me know your thoughts. If we kept him. but he'd have to go to a Premier League team. But with defenders and goalkeepers, it's a position in which, let me know your thoughts. For me, personally, I'd rather loan Karius out and make him, this is it, make him make mistakes in another team in the Premier League. Not for us, when it could cost us a valuable 3 points come the end of the season. I'd rather, and probably use as well, would be under the assumption we'd rather our goalkeepers, especially if not getting 100% game time, make, for their development mainly, but for the benefit of Liverpool, really, get them to make the clangers, not for us. But yeah, I don't think we'd need a goalkeeper, Joel, mate. FSG just paid the money. Yeah, like there's a lot of years, but I think at the end of the day, it's a market in which, Joe, nice one for the comment, mate. I think it's the market we're in today. Clubs are going to be branding around silly money. It's not. I think obviously we've been putting bids in for we've put 2 bids in. That's public knowledge. We have legitimately bang on put 2 bids in for Naby. It was just spectacle on what the third bid was, if it could have been and if it could have not been. But the 2 bids, Liverpool have got money to spend. There's no hero there about it. FSG are backing Klopp. It's just a matter of trying to get those players in and the strategy. It's when you're going out into European markets and you've got the money as the Premier League teams have. Like, they're all looking at England and going, right, you've got that huge TV money budget and obviously the sponsors of football clubs in England as well. You're seeing the likes of Everton, Swansea, West Ham, even. It's not just Liverpool that's got money. You're talking middle and even bottom half tables in the teams in the table. They have got money to spend, so it's not just going to be Liverpool branding round cash in Europe. So it is absolutely madness. Let's get to your comments, everyone. Nice one for joining, everyone. Leave your comments in the comment section below. We'll get onto it, but thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Leave a cheeky like if you can. It'd be very much appreciated. The more likes I get, the more live streams I'll do, and a lot more we can get you all involved as well. But well, thank you for all your comments. I will get to them. Hopefully, what are you having for tea as well? I'm gonna have my tea soon. Bit of a random question, but do you reckon any food will get transferred? But yeah. Right, sorry everyone, just scrolling up. Yeah, there we go. I can't see Liverpool signing Van Dijk and Keita now. We need to find somewhere else now. Yeah, Nathan, who do you personally think? That's what I asked everyone at the beginning of the show. For you, who would you go for? Like, if you could pick a centre-back alternative and a centre-mid alternative. So everyone, if you can, leave in the comment section. Put your... Say hypothetically, if we didn't get Naby or we didn't get Virgil, who would your second choice to those positions be? Let me know. Yeah, but it was mainly as used as well. This transfer window, I think we all just need to like chill and relax. I'm just not going to be spamming the channel really with all transfer updates. I think today will be very much, unless something serious happens in relation to transfers, I'll be only bringing it to you. I'm not going to be doing Naby and Virgil van Dijk show every single day. I think yous are getting tired of it, and we're getting tired of it as fans really as well. But I'll be bringing out mainly as well. We can get involved. I'll be talking a bit about the tactical and flexibility in which I see Liverpool as well. Don't forget, we've got Mane to come into this team as well. And we've all seen the class in which Salah is playing as well. Salah and Mane come next season, and whoever plays up front, that is deadly. That is deadly, everyone in it. So that is something to look very much exciting to. Sorry, everyone, I'm just going to keep on. I'm just scrolling up. I am reading all your comments, so leave me a comment, and I'll definitely get back to every single one of yours. But thank you, everyone, for joining as well. Very much appreciated. Keita, guys. I'll talk about Everton as well. Absolutely ridiculous with Gylfi Sigurdsson. I'll quickly touch on it now. 45 million for Gylfi Sigurdsson. That is the market. And they've just bid, just come out on Sky then. Who in the right mind would pay 45 million for Gylfi Sigurdsson? And we can't moan if we're paying 70 million, 30 million, 30 million more for Naby Keita. I know one's an attacking mid and one's a central midfielder, but that's the prices that are really. If Swansea, let me know your thoughts on that. I know it's Everton, but like we talk about Premier League transfers in general as well. That is absolutely ridiculous. But as I mentioned, and you've all mentioned as well, that's the type of money which is flying around the Premier League at the minute. You've got West Ham just bought Chikorito. Let me know your thoughts on Chikorito as well. I would have took him as well. I know he's next Manchester United player, but let me know your thoughts on Chikorito. Would you have taken him for £10 million? He used to play for Manchester United, but he's been away at Bayer Leverkusen for the last, I think it was 2-3 seasons. But he left United far too early on in his career. Right, 1 sec. I want to Alright, here you go. Nice one. So yeah, hopefully let me know, Nathan, on your thoughts on that, mate. It'd be very much appreciated. Hey Jack. What about Kent? Joe? Yeah, Kent I really do love as well. Let me know your thoughts on everyone. But Joe, I think Ojo, it's looking like Ojo is very much going out the door. Excuse me. Apologies everyone. But it's very much Ojo, as we've talked about on this channel. It's looking like he's going to Newcastle or it was Fulham, the last update, currently at the stage. But if he can get Premier League experience and we can keep hold of Kent, that'd be very much more beneficial. As we've all seen against Tranmere and all the likes of the Wigan match as well, he's very much direct. That's the type of player we need to go about with Kent. Nice one, Lee, mate. Nice one for taking the time to view the channel, mate. And I really do appreciate every single one of you. The absolute legends. Kante. Oh, I wish, mate, Mohammed. We all do wish we had Naby Kante. Now, Kante. Got them. They're very much similar style players as well, but what a player Kante is. That's very much, it stresses one position. That lad has won 2 Premier League titles. And as you're seeing, yeah, as I've just come through from Anfield HQ then, reports are saying we're going to put the Naby news on hold. And some reports are saying we're putting a third bid in. Just chill, everyone. Just let it all unravel. Don't be looking like... So, just relax and enjoy the pre-season friendlies at the minute. That's what I'd advise you to do. For me at the minute, I'm not going to look in until something officially comes out from the club or officially comes out from Jurgen Klopp's mouth. That's the most important source of information. The grumblings and the body language in which Klopp does in his interviews. As we've mentioned over the last couple of episodes, the body language of Klopp is he's not panicking. He's told all of us not to panic, but it's frustrating. So don't get your hopes up for me as well, which I've learned from last night as well, from the video I released. There's so many different sources of information, and if you're new to the stream as well, I was talking a bit about obviously Sky reporting one story, Bascom, obviously a very much reliable journalist, he was saying one thing, another thing. James Pearce, a very much well-respected journalist as well, I very much look to his information, and he was saying something completely different from Bascom. So it's even the journalists are split in which, like, who to believe. So for me, all chill, relax, enjoy the footy, pre-season friendlies, all the footy. There's so much footy on. So not put the transfers to bed, but when we've got more clear information, that'll be when the time, really. I'm just going to go back to your comments. Right. So. But nice one, everyone, for joining as well. I'm just going to make sure that I read every single one of his comments. Don't need a keeper, need the Welsh guy, Ward. Yeah, he's a very much class keeper. Alright, Molesy lad, nice one. Thank you very much, mate, for joining. And apologies, everyone. Hopefully you're all having a quality day as well. Dybala's a shout, Paul. I'll come back to that in a sec, mate. Dybala, what a player. But Salah had better stats than Dybala last season. and we got him for 35 million. That's how much of a steal Salah is. He got more goals and more assists, Salah, considering he's a winger / right forward. Get to your comments, everyone. And say Ox, Wijnaldum, Wilshere. Oh, I think we'd end up in an ambulance every single weekend with Wilshere. Joel. Hi, Jack. A lot of Everton fans texting, giving our club stick, and I've told them we are signing big money signings. Yeah, we all love a bit of banter with all Evertonians. It's friendly banter, as we all know. But don't focus. We don't need to focus on other clubs. Let's just focus on our club and the dealings we do, and then come the end of the season, we'll know if our business or the quality in which we've been playing bears fruit, and if we find out if the signings. But I think when we're focusing, as you mentioned there, mate, we're focusing on quality rather than quantity, as Klopp's come out all this season, really. Pepe for Real, never. He's a nasty piece of work, but you do need that bite in teams as well. I don't want to be going into derbies where they're all like shaking hands and that. You need a Roy Keane or you need a Gerrard and a Carragher. You need them all to be up for a fight. You want them to be like, right, let's have it. You don't want to be too soft in games, especially if you're going up against the big boys. That's what Arsenal have been classed as in last couple of seasons. They've been classed as being too soft in games. They missed the Patrick Vieiras of old, the Petites, the lads that came, Martin Keown's. They'd put their foot in. You do need to put your foot in. That doesn't mean necessarily like a rough tackle. It just means to set the tempo. How many times have we watched Liverpool through, remember when we finished second? It's the way in which you start games and the tempo. A good tackle can set the tempo of the game within the first 5 minutes. Yeah, the prices are absolutely ridiculous. But thank you very much, everyone, for leaving your comments and viewing the channel as well. Very much appreciated. Karius, it's like Dejan. You like Dejan, mate? I'm not saying he's bad, but he's very much. Yeah, I've seen a swap deal with Rafinha, mate, and a load of money. But as we've all said, Phil is not going anywhere this season. He's very much staying in our football club. 1 sec, everyone. There's so many comments. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to get to every single one of your comments. Better than Clavan. Yeah, he's very much better than Clavan, obviously, Dejan. Yeah, Lee, it's very much Virgil van Dijk. We will, for me personally, what we've all seen as well, Virgil, we've sounded him out since the beginning of the transfer window and even be at the end of the last season. So, Keita and Naby and Virgil are going to be our number one priority targets. You might have to tackle the tea lady. I think you might have to, actually, mate. Especially if she's giving him bad cups of teas. Great tackle in the 40s. Yeah, Joe, mate, that's what you need, don't it? You need, as we mentioned, bring it back to the thumbnail as well, as we've all seen. The Naby Keita tackle is very much, it's a sign in which his frustration is very evident in which what he's doing at the minute. That speaks to me, and it probably speaks to you as well. Actions speak louder than words, put it that way. So if he's kicking off a fuss and he's acting the way in which he is to his teammates, that's very much a clear indication of him not... Obviously, he's not officially handed in a transfer request, but that is very much his actions. Paul Keita will try his best to come to Liverpool. I can see it defo happening. I hope so, mate, but it's best not for all of us. Just at the minute, even if the journalists are all getting it, even if the journalists... I think the journalists do not know what's happening, which is better for us, and it's better that the less they know... Apologies, everyone. The less we know and the less they know, that's only better for Liverpool, because the last thing we want is it to get leaked to the press and we have another Virgil van Dijk episode. So the stories in which are breaking, especially last night, obviously on my last video from Sky, and then you had all the, obviously I mentioned, or the other journalists coming out saying different things, saying hit this and that and this and that. None of them at all know what is going on. Neither do I. I'm not saying I know anything, really. I'm just going off the most reliable journalists. But at the minute, from what I'm reading at the journalists, I'll leave all the stories in the comment section as well so you can check them out. Just a vast variety in which their decision making in which they're publishing or their stories, they do not really know. So yeah, Paul, he will try and do his best. But at the minute, Naby Keita does not want to obviously lose his loyalty bonus. But RB, as I mentioned at the beginning, they are a club in which their branding is so huge. They're owned by a billionaire. We don't have to. They are a club that don't need money. They're not skint, as in obviously, the ownership is very different to all the variety of Bundesliga teams. They are owned by a multi-billionaire, as in all the other rest of the Bundesliga teams are fan-based, more or less, majority of it. So they are in a position if we're bidding for any other Bundesliga players, this whole story and saga, as it is a saga, would be completely stark contrast as if it wasn't for RB Leipzig being owned by obviously Red Bull. But yeah, I mean, FSG in or out, as a couple of them mentioning. For me personally, as I've said, if you haven't seen my other video, and if you're a subscriber or if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Everyone, all of us can talk about Liverpool. But check it out. I think it was from a month ago. It was my message to FSG. I'm at the minute in the middle. Sorry to be sitting on the fence, but I'm not going to say out, in, whatever. But you can't say that FSG are not backing Klopp, because 2 bids of over 60 odd million have gone in for Naby. So there is money there. And even if we do bring Naby Keita in and Virgil van Dijk, there's people out there, and there's some fans and me as well, but I'm not, that you can't say he's not being backed. If he brings in 2 70 odd million pound players, that's 140 million pound players. If both of them do end up coming to Liverpool, you can't say he's not being backed, Jurgen. But for me, FSG or whatever, everyone's got a variety of viewpoints on FSG, but we can all judge at the end of the season. I'm not an inner or an outer. What I care, I'm not really bothered on what happens in the boardroom. What I'm more interested in is what happens on the football pitch. Those 11 players, the results are what are key to what I'm not bothered at what happens, as mentioned, in the boardroom. What we should be worrying as fans, it's up to the boards and all that to sort the deals, but what we should be focusing on is the excitement of this upcoming season, in which the potential of having Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah being at the club, both of them, they're attacking. So I'd advise us all of us focus on the exciting pre-season games that we've got coming up, and leave the board work to actually be left with the board. We shouldn't be getting drawn into all that nonsense. But I can understand all of you's got your own viewpoints, which is only right. Everyone's allowed their own different viewpoints. No one should. That's the beauty of being a fan. If everyone was saying the same nodding head, yes, yeah. If everyone was just a yes men, then we'd be in very perilous conditions. Coutinho could be number 8, yeah. Especially Coutinho staying. Yeah, he's very much staying. Coutinho. It'd literally take a huge mammoth bid to get Phil out of this football club. But he is a very key figure, and as we all know, Phil Coutinho is very key in the vision of Jurgen Klopp, and for where we want to go this season and for the next couple of years. Until Phil publicly makes it knowledgeable to all of us that he wants to leave, just Barca can actually go and do one. It's alright bidding. We can all keep on knocking back all their bids all day long. But it's not like he's going to be not getting handsomely played. I think Phil's on 150 odd grand a week, so it's not like he's not needing the money. And for me personally, he's not really up to the consistency level of being a Barcelona player anyway. So, and Neymar very much looks like he's staying. with Gerard Piqué's cheeky Twitter message. If you haven't seen that, leave that in the comment section below as well. But nice one, everyone, for joining. If you can smash that like button, it's very much appreciated, everyone. You're absolute legends for all joining us, everyone. But leave your comments on the Naby Keita and the Virgil van Dijk news that got broke today. Let me know your thoughts on the current situation. Obviously, Virgil, if you're new to the stream, mentioned at the beginning, he's been left out. Obviously, he's made it very much aware to Southampton that he does not want to be. His mind frame is not very. His mind is elsewhere. It's at Anfield, hopefully. Yes, Virgil, lad. But we've caused an absolute madness with both of them. Yeah, sorry everyone, I just scrolling up. Chininoglu, Danny, yeah, he's gone to AC Milan, hasn't he? Like, AC Milan's business, that is how you run a club, and the transfers, they are absolutely going to be back in Serie A title race, really. If you haven't checked out Serie A, AC Milan's transfer news, go and check what the team that they've built. You just got Bonucci. So he's an absolute class defender. Alright, Lee. Yeah, I've made Instagram, everyone. So if you go out and the top right of this page, I've got an Instagram. It's very much, I've got my personal Instagram. I think a couple of you have mentioned, have sent me requests as well. But I very much would like to actually keep it private. I think that was just like my close mates. I've got a lot of family on it as well. But I'd very much love to, like, if you haven't checked my Instagram out, it's Jack Mac LFC. So if you search that on Instagram, I'd very much happily follow you. And you can all chat on there and we can all get involved. And it's very much, if I'm going to do live streams as well, that'd be the first place, really, port of contact as well. So follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. So that if you're out or whatever, so I'll let you know when from literally I'll be getting posts when I'm up to date anyway. But yeah, nice one, everyone. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Naby Keita tackle and the Naby Keita story as well. That was the big news, really. As you can see from the thumbnail, Naby Keita is kicking off in RB Leipzig's training. He's absolutely left a cheeky, naughty, nasty footing on his teammates. But one sec, everyone, let's log in, get me news reports up. Yeah, but let me know your thoughts on Man City's defence as well. They've spent £200 million on a defence. I seen a funny tweet today. I'll try and Man City have got more defence budget than a couple of other right, Aaron, I give you a shout out in a sec, mate. I'm just gonna you've got a bigger defence budget than obviously some countries around the world on their budget. But yeah, if you haven't checked out my mate Aaron, he does a channel, obviously Outer City Cop. You might be aware of his channel anyway, but definitely check him out. He is for all the latest. It's not just going to be my face that you'd always see. So definitely subscribe, help out a fellow Liverpoolian. Aaron, he does all amazing content. So definitely, it's Outer City Cop. Top lad anyway, and I'll be very much doing live streams as well and collaborations in the very much future. We had planned one last week, but my internet was absolutely being a nightmare, and it was being annoying anyway. But collaborations will be coming very soon. So yeah, he's doing a live stream, as he just mentioned. He'll be doing one after mine, so definitely check him out. That's Outer City Cop. Top lad. Definitely check him out. One sec, everyone, just scrolling up. Reading all your comments. Aubameyang, as I mentioned, everyone, he is very much public knowledge. He's staying at Dortmund, so ruling Aubameyang out, he's very much not moving anywhere this summer. Dortmund that's their stance on the current situation. One sec. The stream, Virgil, Keita, rather have Virgil, Van Dijk, Naby Keita. Cop end is right. One sec, everyone. Let's read up. Don't need a keeper. Yeah. We should Reina back as an option. I love Pepe Reina. First 2 seasons, especially as well. He lost his marbles back end. Daniel Ward be a better Yabo, who's better than Karius. Simon Mignolet, for me personally. Let me know your thoughts on the goalkeeping situation as well. That's what we're all asking everyone to get involved in the goalkeeping situation. Who would be your number 1 goalkeeper for this coming season? For me, as I mentioned, I'd loan out Karius, get him Premier League experience, get him making his clangers at another Premier League team. But obviously, for me, Mignolet, if he has the season that he did at the back end of last season, very much so. He's a very much solid goalkeeper. But I think goalkeeping, we've got a centre-back position and a left-back position. They're the more priority positions that we need to sort. I made up Robinson, mate. Is a steal. Yeah, that was it, mate. Milner, obviously, news on Milner's injury as well. His injury is not thought to be very serious. His thigh problem, which is very good going into this season as well. We're only 3 weeks away from the Premier League season. Ooh, cannot wait. I bet you, as me and yous are all absolutely hyped for the new season. But yeah, Robinson is expected to make his debut against Hertha Berlin in Germany, which is absolutely fantastic news. So you check that match out to see his very first match for the Reds. I can't wait to actually see him play. 1 sec, I want to scrolling up. Oh, he's on Sky Sports, Naby. He's absolutely everyone. But literally, if you got the time, obviously on the internet in a minute, but I'll leave the links if you haven't got access anyway, but to the Naby Keita tackle. That is more or less what the news is today. That absolute naughty tackle. I'd want that in a Manchester United game or a derby. You need that fight. It's good to actually see him. I knew, done a bit of research, but I didn't know he had that actually nasty streak in him, but which is good. Very much so. You need that in players, and especially in central midfield players as well. Ooh, Marseille. Let me know your thoughts on Dembele. Would you take him from Celtic? There's talks about with a £20 million deal maybe getting struck between Marseille and Celtic really there. And 20 million, that is an absolute steal. Let me know your thoughts on Dembele, obviously Celtic. Would you take him? He's very much a cheap option. There we go. Yeah, same. I'm eating now. Mosey, what are you eating, lad? Hopefully, you're probably all having your tea anyway, but let me know what cheeky tea you're all having. Hopefully, you're all having a quality night or weekend or whatever you're all getting up to anyway. I'd get Ox. Niso has said. After today, I think we will get both of them. Yeah, very much so, everyone. That's the thing I wanted to clear up. I just want all yous to chill as well. I don't want you all getting stressed over transfers. Hello. My mum's waving. She's outside. But yeah. But don't be chilling. Relax, everyone. Don't be getting too stressed out. Focus on what's happening on the pitch. Focus on the pre-season friendlies and the Premier League. We got the qualifying announcement coming up very soon as well. I think that's on the 3rd or the 5th of August. We'll find out we were playing in Champions League qualifiers. Koscielny is second choice from Virgil as well. That was it, mate. Nice one for Joe for your option. Let me know your thoughts on who'd be your backup centre-back and backup central midfielder if the Naby and the Virgil van Dijk deals did not go in. Did not obviously happen. Rafinha, I haven't seen much of him, but he's obviously the Barcelona. I think he's dating is it Neymar's sister? He's very lucky there if you haven't seen Neymar's sister. She's quite very fit. You're complaining about. Yeah, sorry. I think that fella complaining about looks. I think he's on the wrong channel. This is all things football related. It's not a GHQ channel. If you want to go and see models going down the catwalk, go and watch. I think you need to go and watch them, mate. But yeah, Oxford 8. But yeah, he's definitely watching the wrong channel. Dejan has a few good games. This is from Jamie. Nice one for the comment, fella. Dejan has a few good games, and last season, not perfect. We need a perfect centre back. Mignolet is number one in his opinion. Cadiz needs to polish his skills elsewhere. You bang on there, mate, Jamie. Nice one for the comments. As I mentioned, it's very much we need a goalkeeper, especially centre backs or whatever. Make the decisions away from the club. We need defenders now and goalkeepers now that can make a statement in which they're solid and they can do a job. Imagine if we're in a worst case scenario, winning a Champions League knockout stages, and we've got defenders and centre backs making clangers. Then that is not the time where you need your players. That is the time where you need your players to be in tip-top form and absolutely be on top of their game. Alright, Vinny, yo Jack, nice one for your comment, bud. Hope you're having a good one. If LFC don't get Virgil van Dijk, I would like to see Sanchez from Ajax, a young, talented, good defender. That's from Ralph. What kind of style has he got, mate? Obviously, I've never actually seen him. I watched Ajax in the Champions League, not Champions League, Man United wished to win in the Champions League final. In the Europa League final. But for me, that Ajax team, everyone was bigging up all season. And I see nothing very much special there. They, or as a team, defended absolutely shambolically. So, hopefully, let me know your thoughts on Ralph. Let me know what on Sanchez. Danny Ward for number one. Kieran says. And you yeah, don't listen to everyone anyway. You're obviously going to get your trolls. But thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Smash that like button if you're very much appreciated. The more likes I get, the more live streams I'll do a lot more. But thank you, everyone. Really do appreciate every single one of you tuning in, taking the time to actually view the channel. But yeah, just quickly. Sigerson, yeah, Stephen, as I mentioned before, everyone, Everton are absolutely mad to actually spend. They've put a bid in, if you haven't seen it, 45 million for Gylfi Sigurdsson for Swansea. Swansea cannot reject 45 million. Absolutely crazy. It is right, Stephen, that it is mad, isn't it? Aubameyang, yeah, Nito, as I mentioned, Aubameyang is not going to go anywhere at all this summer. Yeah, the price. Hero was talking about the prices in which the transfer window. Blame Manchester United and Manchester City. They paid 90 million for obviously Paul. What a waste, Pogba. All right, Ewan, nice one for joining me, mate. Hope you're having a quality day, mate. Do you believe the FSG movement is growing? No, not really. I'm not going to get drawn into FSG in or out. Everyone's allowed their opinion, so if anyone at all has got an opinion, I don't want anyone saying, you're wrong. Everyone's allowed their opinion at our football club. That's what makes Liverpool the football club it is. Alfie's mentioned about Kent, looks quality on the ball and could be a good choice for Liverpool. Yeah, he could, mate. As I've said, let me know your thoughts on Kent, everyone. Would you let him go out on loan or just keep him? I think he'd be a very good option to bring off the bench. I wouldn't put him into the under-23 team. I'd put him into our squad. Yeah, he's not getting on the bench, but if we need a big squad really, and the more players that we've got of quality, the more beneficial it'll be to challenge on all fronts in all competitions. Danny Ward for first choice goalkeeper. Keenan says, good advice. Don't want to hit in. Yeah, defo. What about Ake, Jack? Joel? He's an absolute steal, bud. For me, Bournemouth, we seen last season when he got loaned out from Chelsea. I think Bournemouth have absolutely got a steal. Yet they paid 20 million for him. But Nathan Ake, when he was at Bournemouth all last season, he was, especially Chelsea done one on them there. He brought him back, obviously in January, didn't he? And took Ake back off. So he's an absolute steal for Bournemouth, 20 million. Gary, not sitting on the fence, Jack. Okay, if I was going to say, I'd say in. Yeah, just stay. At the minute, if they're backing Klopp with the money anyway. But I'm not an in and out there. But obviously Gary's asking for an opinion. But in at the minute. But I'm not a Stones in it. Like, we need a number 8. Harry has said we need a number 8. We very much do need a number 8. We do miss the presence of Stevie G. Are you going to be making... Yeah, late, as I mentioned with my Instagram, check out, if you all haven't got me on Instagram, follow me on that, and on Twitter as well. Jack Mac LFC on both of them, so just type that in the search bar and you'll find me. But that is just so you can all keep up to date on all the latest, keep us all up to dated, but that'll literally get straight, or anything, live streams and all that, just follow that, it'd be very much appreciated. It's on the top of the page, so after this live stream, it's on the top right, I think. So you can just click that, and it'll send you straight to it. But yeah, that is just all to keep updated. Is Coutinho staying at LFC, or is he moving to Barca? He's staying very much, mate. At the minute, Liverpool, and we, as Klopp has said, we're in a position where we don't need to sell him, and we need to keep our best players at the football club. So he's very much not going at this current stage in time. Yeah, he does see. Harry's mentioned Coutinho suits the number 10 shirt. He very much does, doesn't he, mate? Our City Cop, yeah, another shout out for Our City Cop. He's doing a live stream after me, so definitely check him out. Top lad, Aaron, top lad. We're very much doing a live stream with him very soon as well. Sign Thomas Muller for 40 mil, he would be a bargain. That's by Super Guns. I wish he was 40 mil, mate, because I would, if he was 40 mil, I'd go over and I'd drive him. I'd drive all the way to Germany for 40 million, mate, if he cost 40 million and he was willing to come to us. It'd be an absolute steal, 40 million. I think if any deal for Thomas Muller would be happening for any team in Europe, it'd command a fee of excess of 70 odd million, just for the calibre of player. We've seen Gylfi Sigurdsson going for 40 million, Lukaku going for crazy money, James Rodriguez going for obviously 35. Obviously can't think of many gifted midfielders out there. Oh, sorry everyone. But yeah, at the minute, current stage in time for updates, the journalists, as I started off this video, the journalists are all saying, that is the very much reliable journalists as well, they're all saying different contrasting ideas. So one's saying, yeah, there's something happening, obviously James Pearce, Bancroft, Tony Barrett from the Times and everything. So at this minute, they all, personally, they do not all know. Very much, it's in-house, all the information. So whatever you read online at the minute, only believe what is coming out of Jurgen Klopp's mouth and the stance. Just gauge from Jurgen Klopp's demeanour in his press conferences. But for me, at the minute, focus on the football, focus on the friendlies, really. That's what I want to get more talking about, really, is the friendlies. Obviously, you've got Hertha Berlin coming up next. And obviously, we've got Bayern Munich. That'll be a game and a half, that, won't it? Playing against the class of Bayern. Alright, Dave. Oh, he's in the Gran Canaries? Alright, lads. Hopefully, you're having an absolute quality time over there, bud. I've never actually been in the Gran Canaries, but nice one for tuning in when you're on your holidays, lad. Nice one. I'll always keep you all up to date on the Liverpool latest news. Not just transfers, but any injuries or anything happens or latest news. Make sure you check out me post-match and me pre-match videos as well. I do them. I'll be doing them very much all season and for next season as well. I'll be getting your pre-prediction shows as well. Who will be your starting 11 for the upcoming fixture as well. So that is, I love doing more of them. Razor Ruddock. Oh, what a, yeah. The classic. The absolute classic. Should we sign Tillemans? Obviously, he's a Belgium lad, isn't he? He's young as well. I think I've seen City being linked with him like a couple of weeks ago. But Tillemans, he's obviously one of the hottest midfield prospects in Europe at the minute. If he's play FIFA, he's one of those FIFA signings, isn't he? Right, everyone. Apologies there. Are we alright? Is everyone back? I think I'm back. Is everyone back? Yeah, there we go. Hey, but apologies for that. What? Go on. Alright everyone, alright there we go, sorry about that everyone. Connection interrupted as always. You can't, not going to say who my internet provider is, but never go with them.